Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, throw open your windows and call out to your neighbors. It's time for John Perrotta's Comedy Factory. Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, a loser. Sponsored in part by A Million Little Things by Karen. You can find A Million Little Things by Karen on Facebook. She makes coffee cups, tumblers, big glasses, small glasses, bracelets, t-shirts. Visit her page and let her know that the Comedy Factory sent you by. And now, your host, the man who as a young boy dreamed of growing up to be the Bonham and Bailey circus ringmaster, John Perrotta.
Mikey. Hey, listen, Mike, Sunday was my birthday. I'm 63 now. And you know what I want for my birthday tonight?
What do you want, brother?
I want you to host.
You want me to host?
Yeah, I want you to take it over. I want to relax. I'm 63.
You want to kick back and relax?
I'm getting up there in years now. I want you to host, and I'll throw something in here or there. I think you should host.
All right.
For my birthday. I think so
you're giving me the moderator's chair.
This is my birthday present from you. You're hosting.
All right. I like this. I like this. Well, John, we have quite the esteemed panel, as you like to say. We have Larisa Entin coming to us directly from Russia. And I got to tell you, boys and girls, if you wondered what Larisa looked like in high school, just take a good look, because with the new hairstyle, she's definitely 17 years old. Frontline, working as a nurse. We thank you for that. We've got Dave Sinclair, who reminds me of a grown-up Dennis the Menace. We have John's legal representation here tonight. Nick, you coming out of Boston. And then we have the highly acclaimed actress, Miss Katie Killourhy, sitting by the fireplace, ready for a fireplace chat.
You know.
I like it.
Thank you.
So, John, let's start with you, man. You turned 63 Sunday. How does that feel, brother?
It feels tough. 63 is a tough age. I mean, 60, you got some hope. You're 60, 50, even 70, you can have a bash. But 63, nobody has a party for a guy. He's 63. Let's throw him a party. At 60, I had a party. Maybe at 70. 63 is just, that's it.
That's it?
63, that's it.
So now, when you wake up on your birthday, do you feel excited? I asked this question because I'm going to be 63 next month, and I look forward to my birthday. I wake up just, I want to have a parade. I just love my birthday. Do you have that same feeling?
When I hit 60, I was excited for that, and I put a party together for retirement and my birthday, and I hired Debbie Capola and her husband Jerry, the band Second to None. They played. I had the comedians come in and roast me a little, and it was a great time. And that was my bash for my life. That was it. So I don't know, 63, you can't throw a bash at 63.
Well,
it's an odd year.
It's an odd year. Coupon. That's it.
Right there. It's an odd year. How can you throw? You've heard of 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 63. You never hear anyone, hey, I'm going to this big 63rd birthday party. There's no such thing.
You
make it a thing.
1 year closer to Social Security, man. That's more than enough reason to have a party.
You can go to RIP to get a discount pass.
That's right.
That's right. I mean, look at this, John. You could get like a gold encrusted AARP card. There's a lot that you can celebrate on 63. I'm telling you. Larisa, what are your thoughts on this? When you wake up on your birthday, do you feel special?
Absolutely. Marching bands. Yes.
Yes.
You, Mike. Absolutely.
Right. Katie, what about you on your birthday? You waking up saying yippee-yi-yay?
I love birthdays.
John's got the card. John already has the card. I love it. So Katie loves birthday. Dave Sinclair, what about you? You look like a birthday boy. You digging your birthday?
No, not really. I'm not a birthday guy. Cake. That's it. Any occasion to have cake. But other than that, really? No.
Nick, what about you, brother? When you wake up on the morning of your birthday, are you excited? Are you feeling good?
I just can't wait to throw it in my client's face when they start bitching and complaining. I'm like, hey, it's my birthday.
Really?
Yeah, but actually, guys, I think now is a good time to do this. John, we all got together before the show, and well, it was your birthday, and obviously, as the president of the Rhode Island Comedy Factory, here it goes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
You're crazy.
Happy birthday, Mr. President of the Rhode Island Comedy Factory, Rhode Island. Happy birthday to you.
Nick, you lost your mind. Nick.
We couldn't
Thank
afford
you.
Marilyn
Thank
Monroe,
you.
so we
Thank
got
you.
There
Nick.
you
That's
go.
that's the best Middle Eastern impersonation I've seen of Marilyn Monroe song yet.
We lost all our viewers. They've all turned the channel. They've all shut their computers off.
Now, if Katie or Larissa sing that, that's you, Nick.
Oh, I got the memo wrong. That's right. It was supposed to be Larissa and Katie singing
Supposed
it.
to be one of
I
the
messed
maybe
it
the
up.
two girls singing, not
Oh.
Nick.
I
Maybe
get
Dave,
mesmerized.
I don't know.
It said
We're
here on
living
the
in
email,
different
do it
times.
really sexy.
It was very good though, Nick. I'm very appreciative.
Yeah, A+. Broadway's next for you.
Yeah,
That's
he's
it.
good.
That's
You're a
it.
very good singer. Cronin was gonna sing, but he can't sing.
Hey, hey.
Karaoke's a mess.
Don't pick on the host.
Well, at least now we know with Nick singing it, our male viewership is going to rocket right through the ceiling. That's absolutely for sure. Katie, any big projects we're working on there in the land of making movies?
Yeah, actually, I just got cast in a movie that's going to be coming out in 2023. I know they kind of casted it kind of very early, but it's about JFK.
Oh,
I'm going to be playing his wife.
I'm playing
really?
Marilyn Monroe.
Not Jackie O, I apologize. JFK Jr. So I'll be playing his wife.
Oh, that's
Linda,
cool.
Linda Bissett.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. And just trying to still do the Zoom workshops that I can for acting. And I'm actually doing a virtual play in March. So that'll be
Really?
interesting.
Do you
Yeah.
have a stunt? Do you have a stunt double for when they're up in the plane?
I don't know. I hope. Oh,
Well, I hope you're
God.
getting paid well, because if they make you reenact that scene, it's not going to be good for you, Katie. I love JFK. Jr. I love JFK, but I had to say that.
Me too. I love the Kennedys.
Yeah.
JFK, he had that magazine, George, am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
And who is
Handsome guy.
playing? Sorry, Mike.
Go ahead, Larissa. What do you got?
What?
So who's playing your husband?
I'm not sure yet. I think I was one of the first to be cast. So, I mean, I guess we're gonna see. But
George Wendt.
but
The guy
hey,
from
maybe
Cheers.
Nick will want to play. I don't know.
Listen,
Gilbert
if that role
Gottfried.
doesn't work out for me, I can play Marilyn Monroe. Just put me in a white dress, put a little
Yes.
air vent under me with a little number, you know? And I got the singing part down.
That is very interesting. You know, I've never seen a movie about JFK Jr. I've seen a lot of documentaries on YouTube, but never like a movie itself. Is it going to be like a Lifetime channel thing? Is it going to be
I wish.
what,
I
what,
wish.
what
That's-
what's it going to be?
It's just an indie project. So,
Yeah.
one of the local production companies around here in Massachusetts. So
You never know, Katie.
you never know.
what something's going to lead to. You never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it could land up on like Netflix. I read a great article the other day. Netflix has been the landing spot now
Yes.
for a lot of
Yeah.
sitcoms. Kevin James has his new sitcom, The Crew, and all the big networks kicked it out. They didn't want it. Netflix said, "We'll take it." So he's now on Netflix with this show.
Is it a good show? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. I saw the trailer. It seems pretty funny. It's a typical Kevin James type comedy. He has like that one character that he does. King of Queens was the same. So
Yeah.
was Kevin Can Wait the same thing. You know, I wasn't really, I really liked King of Queens. I was a big fan of that. I binged watched it quite a few times, but then what he did to Erin Hayes in firing her after the first season of Kevin Can Wait, that didn't sit well with me at all. And that lost me for him because she played a great role as his wife.
Why did he fire her?
Because he brought in Leah Remini late in the season as his former partner on the police force. Now, Leah Remini, boys and girls, you'll remember, played his wife, Carrie, on King of Queens for 9 seasons. And that was a blockbuster rating show. It was really good, and she played that role very well. That's not to say that Erin Hayes wasn't doing a great job of playing his wife. She did a great job. So what does he do? He writes her off. He kills her. Doesn't even tell us what happened.
Oh
I
God,
know,
I hope that
I
doesn't
know, right?
happen to me.
And then they start the second season. And now all the storylines are focused around him and Leah Remini. And the viewing audience said, you know what, Kevin? We don't like that. That's not nice. You shouldn't have done that. Ratings tanked and he got dropped.
Wow.
Moral of the story, Dave.
Moral of the story? Don't let your ratings drop.
Don't let the ratings drop. That's
Don't
the
let
It was
your
a
moral.
good
ratings
show.
drop.
It was a decent show. What he did was just not nice. Not nice.
You gotta. So we're in our little Zoom world here, and you got a beef with Kevin James because he dropped.
Yeah. Yep.
you got a
Yep.
beef.
And
There was a
that's
way to
why-
get a
That's
hold
why
of
Mike
him.
stopped. Mike won't send him Christmas cards anymore.
That's
It's
right.
over.
That's right. That's
No
right,
more
David.
Christmas cards.
That is exactly right. And I recently, boys and girls, if you've watched any of the shows, you know I'm a big fan of binge watching sitcoms. I recently tried to binge watch it again. I got like 3 and I said, man, I'm done. I can't do it. Because in the back of my mind, I just see Aaron Hayes at home collecting a welfare check.
Well, we will
Yeah.
continue this another time, Mike.
Right, Larissa? Am I right? We shouldn't treat people like that. We should treat
course
them with
not.
kindness, just like Larissa does. Larissa, what's happening on the front at the hospitals? We're seeing these COVID numbers coming down. They're dropping in a good way. What's the forecast? What do you see for us?
Well, we're getting vaccinated, right? Vaccines have become available, at least for those who are 75 and older. So it's very
65 and older and medical conditions now.
well, I'm talking about who are 75 and older.
Oh, yeah.
And now
Yeah.
we are going down to those who are 65 and older.
Yeah.
So, hopefully it will get down to those of you who are much younger, if you desire to take the vaccine.
Now,
I like the way
Larissa,
John said that. 65 and older, unless you've got a medical condition.
right.
I got type 2 diabetes. I was never so happy to have it until they said you can have the shot.
I'm like, is John flexing right now? Is John flexing right now? Low-key flex on the vaccine?
I was happy to have type 2 diabetes. I never was, but when they said if you got type 2 diabetes, we give you the shot, I was happy.
Nick, I talked to John the day he scheduled his appointment. You would have thought it was his birthday that day, and he was back 9 years old again. And they had a Red Ryder bike in the corner with a PF Flyer sled, and he was going to see Bozo the Clown. I haven't heard this man that happy. He was just elated. You know, you could sing that song, Walking on Sunshine. That was John. He was so happy that he's getting this shot. And then I wish I had it recorded because you should have heard him lecturing me. It was so funny. I mean, he came at me like the Tampa Bay defensive front line.
Ooh, that is
Voice
aggressive.
inflection, tonation. He's bad boy. What do you mean you're thinking about it? No, brother, you got to get the shot. You got to get the shot.
We got to get our lives back. And I'm hoping the shot is the way to do it. I hope. Until before the show, we had a little discussion. I don't know now how long it's going to last, but we hope. We hope we get our lives back with this shot. I hope.
Dave Sinclair drew back Cupid's arrow and put the burst in the bubble on that one. But I want to go to Larissa again. Larissa, I saw the other day a doctor, a prominent doctor from Johns Hopkins, and he said by April, this is past us. It's behind us by April.
Yes, I did hear this as well, Mike, and I'm a little bit confused because Dr. Fauci replied yesterday that we will be wearing our masks all the way through 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, even if you.
April versus almost a year later. I'm not sure. I mean, I have an 18-year-old. She will be in New York next year. My hope she will get vaccinated. Will she? I don't know.
Right.
So where did April come from? I don't know. We don't have enough vaccines for everybody. So
Right.
I'm not sure, Mike. Yeah, I was
Nick,
a little bit
with-
by his statement as well.
I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Nick, being a successful attorney as you are, when you're litigating now, are you in the courtroom or is this happening through Zoom?
Mostly through Zoom. I mean,
Mostly
they're
through
allowing
Zoom?
in-person hearings for emergency type settings, domestic abuse type deals in the family court. But honestly, it's been all Zoom. But they're apparently, at least in Massachusetts, planning on resuming trials sometime in the early summer. So again, do I think that that's actually going to happen? Probably not. I still think you'll probably have a lot of things kicked out even later. But I've had a lot of judges tell me, hey, why don't we just push this out 90 days? And like the problem that I have in one of my cases is I have kind of a squirrely plaintiff that wants to make allegations and doesn't want to confront anyone on anything, doesn't want to answer any questions. So if I want to depose them in person and get a sense for what they're doing and, hey, did you write this bad check? Is this your receipt? You don't want to have people squirrel and kind of hide away behind, bad technology, can't read it, too small text. So, I mean, they're talking about doing in-person discovery in 90 days and doing trials in the summer. But do I think we'll actually get to that? I'm not that optimistic.
So now when you're driving at home and you're doing your closing argument, we've seen many different styles. Some are animated, some aren't. Some are like Al Pacino. The other funny one is I like from Modern Family when Mitchell says shame, shame. Now when you're in your closing arguments, one, how are you? Are you animated? How do you drive that point home? And two, do you feel that you're not really at your best because you're giving a closing argument through Zoom instead of being right there in the courtroom with these people? Well,
I mean, you just actually turned a light bulb in my brain. You're right. I should be more like Al Pacino. How you doing, John? How you doing? Okay. You're like a pussycat with that argument. What you from?
Or Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci. My cousin
Vinny.
So
my cousin Vinny, really fantastic. Actually, to get to that first point, I only rehearse my intro. I never, ever, ever rehearse my closing. The closing has to be like improv comedy. You got to pay attention. You got to read the crowd. You've got to see what arguments got in, what arguments didn't. And you just want to use your closing to tie back to your theme. And whatever your central theme, if the glove does not fit, you must acquit. Whatever you're coming back to, but the closing is really more about taking notes while you're in the courtroom to see what resonated with the jury. Intro, that's like an actor. That's when I try to be an actor. And I don't want to oversell something because you don't want to come off as too dramatic. And you don't want to come off as too slick either. Like, hi, I'm Nick. Everything goes right if you just listen to me. Like, I don't want to be super salesy. You want to let the witnesses tell the story. You want to let the other side make errors and make evidence errors. And then you just want to sit there and say, hey, they haven't really made their case. Is this the standard we want to set for the law? We want to have people incriminated based on this flimsy evidence? I mean, do we want to just have people listening in and taking hearsay and what is basically gossip as a reason to put somebody behind bars? So, I mean, you want to just kind of make it as down to earth as you can, because that's what's going to win. Because there's going to be somebody who's going to be like, well, I got to be like Joe Pesci, or I got to be like, Perry Mason. And it's not going to come off authentic. You really have to just be yourself. And the great thing is I can use a little bit of humor, but in a respectful tone, and immediately point out that I'm being humorous so they get the point that I'm not making fun of the court, but that I'm making fun of the scenario that the fact pattern has presented.
Looks good. This kid looks good. You need a lawyer out there, people.
I'm telling you.
Call me at the Comedy Factory.
Right, John?
10% and I refer
exactly
you to
right.
Listen, if you can survive the Rhode Island Comedy Factory, I mean, what's a murder trial at that point? I mean,
we almost had a few
whether
murders.
I'm bombing out there or killing out there, hey, man,
we almost had a few murders. We've had some close
Sinclair,
calls.
let's go to you. How's your wife feeling? What's happening in the world about you, my friend? What's going on up there with you?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody's doing great. Wife is 100%. I'm back to 100%.
Praise God.
Yeah, we're both. Let's see. I got laid off from my job back in July. The company that I was working for went out of business in November. And the customers from there started calling me, and suddenly I started my own company.
Hey, well, there you go.
So yeah, so I'm working from home. And I've got about a half a dozen clients so far, and I've partnered with a company out of Attleboro, and we should be growing pretty quick over the course of the next year.
All right, Dave.
What kind of work do you guys do?
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm sorry?
What kind of work do you guys do?
We kill lawyers. No.
No, good. I have a couple on my hit list.
No. We are a freight audit company. We receive invoices on behalf of clients and we audit them to make sure that what they agreed to pay the carriers is in fact what they're paying. And then out of that, we pull data out of the invoices and we create reports to help them ship better, faster, cheaper, smarter.
Dave, I'd love to come work for you, but after what you just said, I don't think I could possibly learn that job.
I know it takes 5 minutes to explain and 3 seconds to forget.
It sounds, there's a lot there, Dave. There's a lot
I've
there.
been doing it for 35 years.
I was
so
just going to ask you how long you've been doing that for.
35 years.
I've
Wow.
been doing it for 35 years. So
Well, I mean, you got to be good at it. 35 years in, you can't beat experience.
that's basically how we got started. It wasn't the plan at 62 for me to start my own company. But when my former employer closed, my customers started calling me up. And the first one that called me up said, you got to help me out. And I said, well, I'll get you a list of companies that are available that I've worked with that are good. And he said, no, I want you. I trust you. And I went, okay, cool. So let me
All
see
of a
what I can
sudden,
do.
you had a company.
I have no software. I have no paperwork. I have nothing, but okay, let's start with a blank spreadsheet and see what we can do for you.
Can we all
And
just stop for 1 second and take a look at Katie Killourhy? I think Katie is posing for a postcard for the Nordic Lodge.
I know.
What are you doing in front? Look at
I'm
you.
listening.
no, she's experiencing the same thing my wife does when I explain the company to her. She just puts her head on her hands and starts to fall asleep.
I don't know, man. I think she's got a whole photo team over there, and they're doing a photo shoot. It's a couple of times she's been striking these poses in front of the fireplace. So let's talk about that fireplace, Katie. That is absolutely beautiful. Is it throwing out some heat?
Yeah, it is. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sweating. I opened the window next to
That
me.
is
I
nice.
should just shut it off. That's what I should do.
Now,
That would
is
be
thi-
smart,
Is
right?
this the room that you put the Christmas tree in?
Yeah, this is my new home. No, I'm kidding. I'm at work.
Oh, you're at work now.
Yes.
They have a fireplace at work?
Yeah. How do we
Yeah,
get a job
no,
like
this
that?
is a huge community, assisted living and independent living for the residents, and they have everything from a bank here to like a hair salon down the hall here, an auditorium.
John's going to be moving in another year or two.
Yeah, I might be more. If I got to get the vaccine every 3 months, I'm going to move. I might move there.
Hey, you know me.
I want.
Put my name down.
That's right. You got to know somebody. Kate, I want you to give me in the cast here a cameo in the movie, the JFK Jr. movie. Get us a cameo. Get us a little walk on,
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Who
we'll
would
be
you
sitting
play,
there
John?
reading.
Who do you see yourself in this movie? Let's talk about this.
Well, I
Panel.
don't want to be the pilot.
You don't want to be the pilot. No,
I
but
don't want to
who-
be the pilot on JFK Jr.'s plane. I don't want to play that.
Oh, JFK Jr. was the pilot.
Oh, he was the pilot.
He was the pilot.
Right, he was the pilot.
His wife and his sister-in-law were in the back arguing, so he took it into the water.
Is that what happened? They were beefing? I don't want to be JFK Jr., and I'm too old to be him anyway. So maybe I can be a chubby JFK back in the day.
At Kennedy.
John, she's going to do a movie of John F. Kennedy Jr.
I know.
Yeah.
But he
Yes.
had lots of uncles.
John Perrotta
I'd be good
is
as
Lee
Ted
Harvey
Kennedy.
Oswald.
I'd be, yeah, Lee Harvey. They're crazy.
Did
You
you
know,
say
maybe-
Ted Kennedy?
Ted Kennedy. I used to do material on him back when he was alive. Yeah, I used to have some Ted
Oh,
Kennedy
my God.
jokes. You could do a lot of Ted Kennedy jokes back in the 90s. There was he was very
He was a hell of a golfer, but not much of a driver.
not much of a
I think we have to play to John's strengths. If we're going to cast him in this epic JFK Jr. movie, I think John is his driver. And we play right to John's acts. I can see it right now. Like you open up the car door. Hey, how you doing, Junior? You having a good day? All right. All right.
Doing real good. Doing real good, guy.
Hey, Junior, I'm not into guys, but
Hey, you're gonna fly that plane?
That's a nuts.
Yeah, because John explained to me one time, boys and girls, that Because I said to him, and I was being completely serious, I said, why do you ask a question and then answer it for us? He goes, what do you mean, bad boy? I said, like with me, you always say, how you doing? All right. He says, no. You got that all wrong. You got that all wrong. I'm not answering your question. I'm asking you 2 questions, bad boy. I care that much. I'm asking you 2. How you doing? And then, all right, I'm asking you 2. So I see John is like the driver. That'd be epic. And then we could have the wife always complaining, where did we get this Italian mafia guy? Why is he the driver?
My acting career stumbled out of the gate. I told you, I went for a Benny's commercial. I bombed. I did. Nick Albanese had a little series, Bread, Butter, and Bullets. That was my best role.
And you did very well in that role.
I did all right.
Very well in that.
But it didn't get me anywhere.
Well,
that's
it's got me on a waiting list at Katie's assisted living. That's where that role got me.
Katie, in Bread, Butter, and Bullets, John played a mob guy, and he absolutely nailed it.
I want to see it. What do you mean? You're probably amazing.
It didn't lead to anything, Katie. I'm still here.
It's funny that you mentioned Nick Albanese because I was going to say, why don't you get in touch with Nick Albanese? He'll probably hook you up.
That was the only thing I did for Nick, right? Was that one thing? Was there anything else? I forget.
That was all you ever did.
Was it?
That was all you ever did.
So I was so good, he asked me back.
He would have had you back. He definitely would have had you back. I thought you were great in that role. John, for those of you listening at home and watching, he had longer hair then. He had longer hair.
How long?
It was fuller than what he has right now.
It was dark, very dark.
It was dark. It was dark. It was probably.
Was it slicked back?
No.
Kind of blow dried Italian style. You know what I mean? Blow dry.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, I had some hair.
He was Vinnie Barbarino whatever year that was. You definitely know before that shoot that day, he had his Con Air in one hand and the brush in the other, and he got it all back down. And the other thing is he had the whole Wolfman Jack beard going. He trimmed that baby down like it was his job every day.
What year was this?
That was about probably had to be about 40, 45, something like that. It was probably about 15 years ago.
Yeah, yep.
You had a mustache thing that curled up?
No, I just had a mustache, dark mustache.
Okay, I was gonna say it's like my brother.
Yeah. No, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, no, see, here's the difference,
Johnny's
Katie.
the man.
John O'Connor, your brother, who we all love, he looks like a happy person that you just want to run up to and hug. John Perrotta back then with his beard looked like somebody was going to knock on your door and saying, oh, step outside. We got to talk. So you'd be running from John because he's a big dude to start with. John's got hands like the size of a catcher's mitt. So he's got the dark hair. He's got the Wolfman Jack beard going. It's a very intimidating persona. It really is. So where your brother John has that, hey, let's go say hi to that happy guy. Little kids see John and their moms are clutching their pocketbooks and looking at the husband saying, you don't owe this guy money, do you? You didn't play cards Friday night, did you?
I'll draw a picture for everybody so we have a better idea.
Yes, please, Nick. Do that.
You brought back memories, Mike, when I used to own my 3-family house back in the 80s when they didn't pay the rent or they did something that upset me. I did things that you can't do now.
I have a story about that, but I know you're not going to want me to share it. So
no, we can't share that.
Definitely not going to share it. I will never forget
Mike's
that.
got a lot of stories that we can't share.
Why? Are they R-rated?
They're like XXX. They're all over the place. They're crazy. They're crazy, Katie. A lot of crazy stories.
We got a new rule: no politics, no sex, and nothing that makes John look bad.
If he starts telling stories, this show will get canceled, Dave. It'll get canceled.
No, it might get picked up. We might give Joe Rogan a run for his money.
There you go.
I don't think
right,
so.
Larissa? If we dig into the vault, right, Larissa? I love the hair pulled back on Larissa. Katie, don't you love this new look on Larissa?
Yeah.
First time seeing me, so.
Oh, that's why you've never been on a show together before.
What?
I think Larissa said this is the first time that you've seen her. Oh, here's that picture. Yeah, that He didn't have a mullet though. He didn't have a mullet then. He
Yeah, but
has.
that's the flowy hair right there.
That's the flowing
The
hair right
mustache.
there.
And to make it appropriate for children, I've blocked out the private area.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's a look post Navy when you get back. You let
What's
your
that?
hair grow post Navy, post service.
Yeah, when I got out of the Navy, I grew it and then I used to blow dry it. Like Dave Sinclair does now.
Yeah.
I haven't used a blow dryer, Dave, in years.
I know.
Dave Sinclair has a good head of hair on him.
Yes, he does.
Does.
He's doing well in his new business now. This is very exciting.
Now,
Yeah,
Dave, is your
Here
hair
has a
blonde or
great
is
head
it
of
white
hair.
or gray?
It was blonde. It turned brown when I got older, and now it's gray.
That's
Gray
awesome.
and
I can't wait for my hair to all turn white.
It's a
You're
late.
crazy.
Nobody's calling.
It's white. It's white on the sides. My sister says to me one day, she goes, "You should dye your hair." I'm like, "Are you out of your mind?" My dad went home to Jesus at 87 with a full head of shocking white hair. That's what I want. Like all here, this is all white. All this would grow snow white, but the Irish red is hanging in with this mustache. I might dye
crazy.
that.
You're crazy.
yeah.
You're getting the vaccine too.
Can I ask
I'm
a
taking you
serious
to get
question?
it.
But kind of a serious question?
Go ahead.
Mike, as a man of faith, I have to ask you this. If and when I meet my creator, do I get to pick and choose what age I am when I'm in heaven?
When you enter the gates of heaven, first we have to know Jesus is our savior to do so, and we have to follow him.
Okay.
Then once we get into heaven, all things are new. So you're not in your, an old person is not in their old beat up body, hunched over, walking on a cane or in a lot of pain and whatnot. No.
Okay.
You
so
know,
it's not
this
a
is the
silver
third
fox
time-
when I get there.
Say it again.
That's not a bunch of silver foxes. It sounds like the place where Katie works. Like, oh no. I don't want to spend eternity as a version of myself I'm not thrilled with.
I think Nick, looking at you, you are going to age very, very well, like a fine wine. Now, picture this. I don't know how old you are now. I'm not going to ask you, but I'm telling you, you at 65 with a full head of white hair, you're going to have to hire your own security team.
Oh, actually, hold on. I got a photo of that.
John will be your
Did you guys ever
driver.
do the face app?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got one of you being old?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, I gotta see
Oh, I gotta
it.
see. I
All
gotta
right,
see that one.
let's see if you guys think it's accurate. All right, real quick.
I think it's funny. It's the third time this week I heard the question Nick asked.
Really?
Yeah, third time this week.
I thought that was just me being unique.
Mm,
All right, hold on.
Everybody's asking that question, Dave, huh?
They all want to know.
Well,
They're
Nick's
afraid the
looking.
vaccine's not going to work, John. So they want to know what they're going to look like
I
when they get up
predict the
there.
vaccine will work at least a year. That's my prediction. It better because I just got it and it's got to work. I saw a great movie on Netflix last night. I think the name of it was I Care a Lot. It's a weird
Oh
name.
my
for a
God,
movie.
yeah.
Did you see it, Katie?
No, I haven't yet. It's on my list.
I watched the movie. It was about a woman that's kind of like a grifter. She had a doctor that was in cahoots with her. The doctor would get an older patient and say that they were incapable of taking care of themselves. She was the guardian. They go in and take the woman out of her house and put her in a locked nursing home, and she would take over her affairs and all the money and the property and everything. And the
Oh my
doctor and the woman were in on it. I don't want to tell you what happens, but the guy that was also in it, the guy that was the midget from short guy from Game of Thrones, that guy, he's really
Peter
good.
Dinklage?
Peter Dinklage.
Peter,
Yeah.
what's his last name, Dave?
Dinklage.
Dinklage.
Him,
Great actor.
he was excellent. It was an excellent movie. On the edge of your seat, Mike, the whole movie.
What's
There's
his-
a lot of Boston talent in that. I know a couple people that are
Really?
in that.
Wow.
Yep.
It was
Arthur
excellent.
Huey. I don't know if you know him, but he's in it.
What's his
What's
name?
his name again, Katie?
Arthur Huey. I
Wow.
hope I'm not botching his last name. Oh my God, I'm gonna be the worst person ever.
Well, his
What's
PR
the
guy will
name
reach
of it
out to
again,
you if he
John?
did.
I Care a Lot. It's on
Care a
Netflix. I Care a Lot. It was start to finish. The ending was kind of a little wacky, but start to finish. I mean, I usually get up during a movie, get something to eat. I didn't eat the whole movie.
Oh,
That's a
wow.
good movie.
Funny,
If I
funny
don't eat-
series that I got hooked on, HBO Max, Ghosts.
Was that good?
Okay.
Funny.
Ghost. Let me see. Nick.
Oh, look at Nick, you.
Wow.
Oh my God. Who does he look like? He looks
George
like
Dirty
Hamilton.
Nick, you.
Hold on, I got
He
another
looks
one.
like George Hamilton.
'Cause I wanted to just see how accurate it would be. That's me at
Wow.
63.
You. Look
Love
at you.
That looks like
Oh
you
my
after you
God.
lose your next case, Nick.
And get Olga.
He
I
looks
loved
like
you
the
in
guy
Schitt's
from
Creek.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
Yeah,
Park.
actually, Eugene Levy. I did get that actually.
No,
Who's the
the
guy
other
from
guy.
Jurassic
Eugene
Park?
Levy
Wow.
in
Guy that
there
was,
with,
Eugene Levy from
Mike
Schitt's
Cohen.
Creek.
Cohen.
Jeff
No.
Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff
That's what I was
Goldblum.
thinking.
Jeff
Yeah.
Goldblum. There you go,
Yeah.
Katie.
Yes.
He
Oh
was
my
great.
God.
He was good in The Fly. I liked
But
him
I
in The
think
Fly.
I think Katie had help with that answer. I think
I
Katie
did.
had help with that answer.
Yeah, my
I knew
my
she had a
partner in
photo
crime
shoot
over there, Philip. He's my assistant.
That is way too
Okay.
funny. Way
Philip.
too funny.
Philip should say hello. Tell him to come on.
I know, Philly, get over here.
Come over here and say
You're
hello.
making your debut.
get him on
Get
camera.
over
Come on,
here.
Philip.
Get
Sit
him on
by the
camera so
fire
we have
with
to
us.
pay him union
He's
minimum.
very shy.
Fireside
and he-
chat with Katie. Come on, Philip.
He
Don't
wants to do
down.
a podcast with me, but I don't know how it's going to happen if he's this shy.
Are you serious? He won't come on.
Get over here.
For a
He's taking
fireside
the hair
chat?
down. Hold on.
Philip from the assisted living. Only on the
Philip
Zoom.
live from assisted living.
He's running.
Look at this. No, look at that.
Went
Look
the
at
other
that.
way.
He ran off the
Okay, he
set.
gets an IMDb credit.
He should.
It was like watching the Roadrunner run away.
That is
He
the
ran
first
away.
time we've ever had a potential guest just exit stage left and run.
I know, it's usually the audience.
I know, right, Dave? He was like Usain Bolt. He took off like a shot.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
That was hilarious. That ranks right up there, like the time Nick LaBeouf drove
Look
got
at the
up
ice.
the Zamboni around. That was hilarious. Philip just beelined right out of there.
Don't worry, we'll get him on here eventually.
And I'll
He's
tell you,
funny.
that was a long corridor. He's out of breath wherever he is right now.
That's the only exercise he got today. No. I'm
Oh
kidding.
man, he would have been better off just sitting by the fireside, right?
Yeah, well, he was on TikTok, so
He was on TikTok.
He's been
That
on
is-
TikTok. My
Yeah.
son's doing that now. That's like I have no clue how to even go on TikTok, but my son's doing that. Do you do that, Katie?
I have an account. Everybody keeps telling me to start using it, and I feel weird saying this, but I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
like
know.
a
The other
new
night
app
we
Do
for
I
me.
sing a song now, and do I lip sync a song, and do I just do a funny comedy?
You can do a lot of
video?
different things on that.
Yeah,
Nick.
you can do a lot.
The other night we had on Sarah Blodgett. And in my humble opinion, no one does TikTok better than Sarah Blodgett.
Sarah
ones that
Why
she's
does
done-
that sound familiar?
She does comedy and she's an actress. You-
Oh, wait, blonde hair?
Yes, yes. You know her, Katie.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many
know her.
followers does she have, Mike?
185,486 on
I couldn't
Instagram.
believe it. Yeah,
26.6 thousand on YouTube.
that's like insane.
Wow.
That's crazy. Larissa's got 8 followers and I got 6. What are we doing wrong, Larissa?
I don't know, but it works for me.
You don't want a lot of followers. Crazy. Dave, how many followers you got? You top Sarah Blodgett.
There's nobody back there right now.
Oh, I lost.
I love Dave Sinclair. Love
You're
him.
crazy.
His comedic timing is always on point.
Oh, shucks. The
He's
check's in
getting-
the mail, Mike. Thank you.
No, it is.
Dave
man.
Sinclair is getting better with age. As he gets older, he's getting funny.
I'm
He's
telling
gonna be
you,
like
man.
George Burns. He's gonna play Vegas at 100.
My comedy's getting better, but my looks are aging like milk.
What kind of comedy do you do, David? I want to know what's your act about. Are you observational? Do you write bits? Do you tell
Yeah,
stories?
I just talk about my life and I talk about my family and that kind of stuff. I did very, not political or attack the crowd or do any of that kind of stuff. I just
Are you set up
talk about-
punch, or humorous story?
More storytelling, but it's a
Yep.
series of setup punches
Gotcha.
to tell the
Gotcha.
story.
Does a great job.
You never disappoint on these Zoom shows. I've told it to John. Dave Sinclair brings his A game every single time. Here's John. How many followers do you have? Here's Dave. There's no one back there.
And the funny part is, I didn't catch that. I
You
thought
didn't
his
get
wife
that?
was saying something. I thought his wife was saying something to him when he started talking to her. It didn't catch me till later that he was saying a joke.
No, what you thought was
it went
is
over
that
my head,
Philip-
Dave. It went over my head.
Sorry.
You thought Philip ran all the way to Dave's house. That's what you were thinking.
I thought it was. We thought it was Philip.
I hate dropping that brainy humor on you, John.
It's over. Some of this stuff's over my head, man. I'm telling you.
Oh man, we had Karen on, Karina. I call her Karina. John gets mad at me.
Karen.
I know it is Karen. Her birth Christian name is Karen, but she spells it Karin.
But she
And
says
she
it, Karen.
And she looks like a Karina, so I always call her Karina. So, and I've called her Karina for 32 years. So we had her on. She is our super fan. So we had her on the first time. She makes John the mug, and we're getting to know her, telling some stories and whatnot. So she's telling John things that she makes and whatnot. So she lets the viewers know that one of the things that she does is a body scrub. Well, you got to go back and watch John Perrotta's response to that. He's like, wait a minute. So what? I come over there. You and your husband scrub me down.
They take you out to the barn.
I thought her and her husband were gonna get a bucket of water and something and just start scrubbing me. I'll be in my underwear over there. That's what I thought it was, a body scrub.
He thinks it's like
I don't know what this stuff is, Katie, Larissa. I don't know.
And then the other time we had her on again, and she's telling us the story about the 1978 blizzard. Remember, Larissa? And she says, my dad picked up this random woman and she lived with us for 2 weeks. Well, that just set John off. John was not having that. As soon as she stops talking, John's like, wait a minute. Some random woman?
I don't even remember what I said.
That was
You did.
Oh, man. So then, boys and girls, we're wrapping up the show, and John wants to wrap. Now it's snowing pretty good that day that we're doing the show. I said, why are we wrapping? John says to me, it's snowing out. I want to go out and look for a random woman. That will live with us for 2 weeks.
I went on a look,
Nice.
but I only
Oh,
saw one guy
nice.
shoveling the snow down the street. That
Man,
was
oh,
it.
man alive. John, do you remember Hal Max? Remember Hal Max Bar?
Yes.
Hal Max Bar. I can
They
remember.
don't know how Max Bar.
Well, they don't. I went to Hal Max wake. I went to his wake.
The guy's name was Hal Max.
His name was Harold McGuire.
I went there and I had a couple of beers, but I don't know. That was years ago. You're talking about a bar that was there 50 years ago.
I thought you said Al Max. I was
No,
going to
no.
say, I know they're close, but they had a wait.
Hal Max. It was Hal Max, and then it was
Crazy.
Sarasota's, and now it's got a name that's tied into like the airport. But anyway, 100 years ago when I'm a kid, I'm like 18, 19 or whatnot. Big, huge snowstorm. Boys and girls, I am not exaggerating. Big, huge snowstorm. And I'm going by there. There's this guy that used to go there all the time, and he was, he'd tip a few. This guy he'd get into a pretty good mood. So as I'm going by, I see this gigantic snowbank and I see feet like this, like moving and whatnot. I see this guy push himself out of the snowbank, dusting himself off. It was him. He fell down. The plow came by and like covered him, and he's like digging his way out. I couldn't believe
you
it.
Oh my
serious?
I am
God.
not exaggerating. I am not exaggerating.
Oh.
That would make for a great movie, Katie.
I pulled
Okay.
over.
Yeah, I know.
When he
No.
got
Gotta
jot
himself
that
dusted
down.
off, you know what he did? He weebled his way right into Hal Max
Out of a snowbank.
out of a snowbank. Yeah.
Good thing if he was driving, there was no DUIs back then because it was so many
I'll
years
tell
ago.
you, man,
Nick
it
would have
was-
represented him.
It was something to see.
We're trying to get you more work, Nick. Here.
Yeah, right, Nick. Imagine that case. City worker buries guy in a snowbank. He goes out, digs
I
himself
see a
up,
big case right there, Nick.
goes
That's a
back
big
into the
case.
bar. Matter of fact, when I used to go there, I don't know how many of you at home remember this. Doug White, he was the legendary anchorman for Channel 10 for years and years and years. Doug White would leave the studios in Metacom, and within like 20 minutes or so, he'd be at the end of the bar at Halmax. He'd have like 2 beers, then he'd go back home. Every night that he was
Every
on.
night. Well, I
And
used to
another
drink
time-
with Dave Lehman. What do you want to do with that? Remember he was
Dave
on Channel
Lehman, I
6?
remember Dave
I
Lehman.
used
Yes.
to drink. Next day, he'd be standing there, Dave Lehman. I didn't say nothing. What am I going to say? What's on the
Why
news
didn't you
tonight?
strike up a conversation with him?
Because I wasn't, back then, I was, you know what I mean? Now I would strike
you
up
had
a conversation with him. But back then, it just, you know what I mean? I
Like,
was like
Katie,
Philip. I ran away.
Katie, he needed to bring you, I, and your brother there. Then we straight up a conversation with him. Get some Irish people there with you. We know how to break the ice.
Yeah, we talk to trees, you know.
Right, exactly. How can you be standing next to Dave Lehman and not be talking to him? Another time, big snowstorm again, real big snowstorm. I'm driving my friend's Firebird, and it's got the Hearst 4-speed shifter and whatnot. I'm trying to get home. I'm just trying to get home. I'm stuck on Warwick Avenue. These tires, because it was a hot rod car. The tires are spinning. All of a sudden, I feel from the back. So I get out and I look. Doug White gets out. He goes, "Where are you trying to go?" I said, "I got to get it right down this street right here." He goes, "Get back in."
Serious?
Yeah, he pushed
Doug
me.
White pushed you?
Doug White pushed me. He was a
You
great
gotta
guy.
be kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. I'm
Wow.
not
And
kidding you.
the wind was blowing and Doug White's hair didn't move
Didn't move at all. That's right. That's right, Dave. That's right, Dave.
because he used to have one of those 1970s hair helmets.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And you style your hair kind of like him. And now, John, because I didn't just stand next to him like you're standing next to Dave Lehman, he actually knew my name and could greet me. How you doing, Mike? We got to go.
Listen, I got in a contest once, downtown Providence. Paul D'Angelo won. I came in second. It was Mario Hilario was one of the judges. Doug White was still alive on Channel 10. It was a national contest, and I might have had a shot to pull it off, but I did some local stuff. They said that's what hurt me, but I had to. I asked Mario Hilario, when you're on set with Doug White, don't you sometimes want to just grab his hair and go crazy? And his hair used to be perfect, Doug White. And Mario Hilario, I had everybody dying with the local stuff, but I didn't win the contest because of that. Not good, Nick. Remember, don't do
nice
local
guy,
and a national contest.
Lived a few blocks down, maybe a handful of blocks down from where I grew up. Really nice guy.
You know what time it is, Mike? It's almost that time.
Can't be rapping now, man. It's only 7:57. We're getting into famous people that we've met. I want to know who Larissa's met.
All right, we'll do a little more. Larissa, who did you meet that's famous?
I met Michael Douglas and his wife right here in Providence.
You met
Really?
Mike
Oh my
Douglas.
God.
Their son, Dylan, goes to Brown.
Yeah.
So what happens when you go for a walk and you mind your own business?
So you're taking a walk, and all of a sudden you see Michael Douglas, Fatal Attraction fame, and you should have asked him. Did you and Glenn close?
It's his wife, though. I did not. She had such a heavy makeup.
Yeah.
But when she was talking, I did. So,
So what
yeah,
did you say to Mike Douglas? Did you just go up to him? What did you say to him?
I said, "Hey, what brings you to Providence?" He said, "It's appearance week at Brown." So we talked a little bit about Brown and we took a few pictures. Yeah.
Wow, I love Michael Douglas. Fatal Attraction was one of my favorite movies because it really told the first half of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you go,
Yeah.
Johnny P. There you go.
He knows the stories. Crazy.
We're
So
gonna
who did
have
you meet?
we're gonna have a vault night show one night.
No, we're not doing that. Katie, who did you meet that was famous?
I like that idea.
We're not doing that.
No, we're not doing that.
When I die, you can tell all the stories. When I die,
I wouldn't do that to you.
no. Yeah, you can do it. I'll be dead. Katie, did you meet anybody famous? You must have met somebody famous besides your brother. I mean, have you met anybody
I
famous?
was gonna say, oh, John Perrotta, Mike Cronin.
Katie
Right.
is
Crazy.
famous.
No, I really haven't met. Honestly, I really haven't met some famous people. I remember meeting a Celtic player. He was pretty popular. I forget his name though. I think it started with an R.
Roger Clemens? No. That's
Rondo? No.
Rajon Rondo.
Robert Parrish. Robert
No.
Parrish.
Or Sean
No.
Rondo, whatever his name.
Yes, him. Him
Aaron,
and his- yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was a
know
good
if it
player.
was
I
the
liked
baby
him.
mama at the time or whatever, but they came into Victoria's Secret. I used to work there in the pink section, and I met him, but nobody else that's like famous. I'm not cool. I'm not as cool as like Larissa.
Come on, you're cool.
To everybody, I can't help it. You know who else I met? Jackson, one of the guys from Jacksonville Jaguars.
Really?
Yeah, they were here in Providence. They lost. They lost to Patriots. And I even sent him a text the next day. I said, well,
Oh,
okay, he's the one who, you know what he said? Why wouldn't we do a picture? I said, okay. And after he texted himself from my phone number. Very clever, isn't he? So he plays for California now.
so Larissa, did you have a fling with the Jacksonville Jaguar player? That'd be pretty
No,
cool.
it was quite opposite. He had it with me.
He had it with you.
He still brags about it.
Everybody
On the show.
let me pick a guy for him to pick me. You know, like psychology courses.
Crazy. Nick Yusuf, who did you meet that was famous? One of your clients or somebody you could tell us about?
No, but I remember a buddy of mine got married in India, and he was a really like successful lawyer, and he had all these like successful friends, and I was probably like the biggest loser there. And I'm in Bangalore, India, wearing like the traditional Indian garb, and there's this older woman, she's very beautiful, and she was just kind of dancing by herself. So I start dancing with her, and she's like, "Oh, are you a Bollywood star?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I'm just Nick." Turns out she's the first lady of New Zealand. So as we started to dance closer, the secret security detail comes in. They go, "Yeah, that's close enough, mate." I was like,
so
That's
Nick,
Those
crazy.
guys are rugby players. They could have hurt you.
Nick,
Jesus, Nick.
where was the first gentleman?
"Oh, he was there actually." And actually, I talked to the Prime Minister of New Zealand, well, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand, and he was actually a really nice guy. But in the moment, I had no idea he was there. I had no idea who she was. And I asked her, I was like, "Oh, you must be, Italian or something." She's like, "No, I'm actually from New Zealand." And then that's when the security detail came with, the glasses and holding the thing in their ear. And
Jeez. Oh, man.
that's close enough. And I'm like, I was invited. I'm on the guest list. See?
That's crazy.
I'm legal.
Dave Sinclair, who did you meet?
I think I told this story on the show before. I was in New York in traffic, and we were stopped at a light right next to Central Park. And I this really tall, beautiful woman. And I was just watching her across the street, and she was with this guy. And I looked at the guy and I said, "Wow, he looks really familiar." And summertime, windows open. As soon as he got in front of the car, I recognized the profile, and I yelled at the top of my lungs, "Oh my God, that's Steve Martin."
There you go.
He stopped right in front of the car, looked at us, and went,
I love
You
that.
serious?
and turned and kept walking.
Are you
That is-
serious?
I'm
That
dead
is-
serious.
That is
Oh,
a
that must
great,
have been
I
cool.
love that story.
That's so epic.
That is
imagine
epic.
that.
That's epic. That puts the Prime Minister of New Zealand, Michael Douglas, but he did the Wild and Crazy Guy. I mean, that's big. That's big, Ray. I think he gets the win. I think Dave Sinclair gets the win.
I don't know how you can top that. I really
I
don't.
know.
Michael
Oh my
Douglas. I mean, I
God.
love Michael Douglas. I would have loved to meet the Prime Minister of New Zealand's wife, but Dave Sinclair, that's a winner.
That's a big one. When I worked at Bally Total Fitness, we used to see our share of celebrities. Sheena Easton, I don't know if you remember her from like the 80s, early 90s. Paula Abdul. Matter of fact, Paula Abdul sent back tickets, like 20 tickets. Mickey Dolenz came in when he was in town with the play Grease. And to take it back to Katie, I used to see on a regular basis and talk to him all the time, a young Patrick Kennedy when he went to Providence College.
Wow. Oh my God.
Wow.
I remember one
And
time I asked him how his grandmother was.
Well, I'll give you another funny story. My son is an auto tech, and he worked down the Cape. And one day he's at work, and all of a sudden one of the guys comes in and says, "Hey, see that pickup truck?" And they said, "Yeah." He said, "That's Dan Aykroyd's."
Wow.
And Aykroyd had a problem with the truck and pulled into the dealership. and came in and was taught, because he's a big car guy, started talking to the auto techs, and up the side of the truck was all scraped, like he had hit something. And my son, being a Ghostbuster fan, couldn't resist it, walked up to him and said, "Ray, what did you do?"
Oh,
If you
wow.
remember the movie, Aykroyd busted up laughing and said, "It wasn't me. My wife hit a tree."
I like
That's
that.
crazy.
And it was great. He came back because they fixed his car, like really, his truck really fast. He came back, and he owns a vodka company, Crystal Head Vodka, the skulls that you see. He owns the company, and he came back with a case of them, with a bottle for every guy in the garage
Wow.
that was working as a thank you, and was standing there talking cars until he saw the salesman coming in. He said, "Here comes the sales weasels. I got to go. Bye."
Wow.
Jumped in the truck and left. But he said he was a really nice guy.
Great
Really,
story.
really nice.
Mike, we can't top all this. It's time to
No,
wrap.
we can't. So let's do it this way. Let's go around the horn. I'm going to start, John. I'm humbled and honored to be on. Thank you so much for giving up the moderator's chair. I've now moderated 2 back-to-back shows that I've been on, man. I'm liking this a lot. I had a lot of fun. I thank you all for coming on tonight. Dave Sinclair, Larisa, Nick, Katie, always great to see you. John, God bless you. Happy birthday. Everyone at home, stay safe. Better days are ahead. God has us in this, and I'm going to hand it off to David Sinclair, and he's going to give his final word.
Hey guys, thank you once again, John. Fun night. Thanks for having me. I'm going to be doing something, Mike, that you'd probably be interested in. My pastor's going away on vacation, and I'm preaching this Sunday.
Praise God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you want to check it out, Cornerstone Community Church in Lakeville, it'll be live on YouTube, and then the video will be on during the course of the week. So if you want to check it out.
It's awesome, Dave.
It's the only gig I have booked in 2021 so far. So
Praise God. I am going to check that out.
That's awesome, Dave.
good. And John's got me back on a couple of shows in March. So
Yeah, be back. Everybody will be back. Everybody, until we start doing regular shows again, and we'll get Katie up there too. We'll get her doing comedy too.
Oh God, I don't know about that.
And now, Dave, if you've wrapped it up, you got to hand it off to somebody.
hand it off. Okay. I'll hand it off to Larisa.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's so good to see everybody. John, happy birthday. And I'm so glad you got the vaccine, and hopefully everybody will be able to get the vaccine soon. At least those who really truly want to get the vaccine. In the meanwhile, stay healthy, and so good to see you all.
You gotta hand it off, Larisa.
Oh, Nick. Right, that my friend.
Great to see everybody. Everyone doing well and healthy. And more importantly, I want to just give another shout out to my man, John Perrotta. Hey, how you doing, guy? You doing all right? You're doing good, buddy. You're doing good. You're doing real good. You haven't aged a day. You haven't aged a day, guy. You haven't even aged a day.
Crazy.
And I hand it off to Katie.
Thanks, Nick. Well, just wanted to
So,
say,
Katie, remember now, this is a big slot, Katie, because you
I know,
have
right?
the final word.
You got the final word.
You got a John sandwich.
So I took a Zoom class last night, an acting class with a teacher out of New York City. And there was something that he said that really resonated with me. And I feel like a lot of people that maybe watch this need to hear it. But if it scares you, you need to do it. So
Amen.
don't let anything stop you. Make sure you go and you take it head on. So thank you so much
That's
for
what my
having me.
father-in-law told me about my first marriage. He said, take it head on. It didn't work out.
Didn't work.
I tried, Katie. I tried. I gave it all I had in all my marriages. I gave it all. I give it everything I had. That's my last word, Your Honor. I gave it everything I had. It just didn't work out. He's my attorney.
Gonna be on the tombstone. He gave it everything he had.
My last word, I met Nick around 2008, 2010. After he's an attorney, he tells me after all my divorces are over, after bankruptcies, all the legal proceedings were done, and then I meet Nick, and he says, if you need an attorney, call me. It's a little late now. I always tell Nick it's a little late.
You're so selfish, John. You had to beat me to the punch. Come on, man.
You would have been great at representing me. You would have been awesome representing me. I like your style. You got a great delivery in the courtroom. if something ever happens, you're the man.
I appreciate you
All
always.
right, thanks for coming on, guys. Mike Cronin did an awesome job. My birthday present to host the show. It's actually because I'm lazy, Mike. I'm lazy.
I had fun doing it.
You did a great job. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for coming on, and we'll see you guys all soon. We love all you guys. Stay healthy. Dave Sinclair says bye.
God
And
bless
that's it.
everyone.
It's a wrap.